About what this is all about who we are as an organization. We've got 3 awesome startups pitching tonight, and then Medina and I from Equal Space are going to do a little fireside chat on diversity. So excited. You're welcome. I mean, I know you're thinking it, but still, thank you for sharing the drinking love. There are drinks around. Where'd they go? More drinks are going to be on their way up. There's some in the back. Feel free to get up and grab a drink as you'd like. Please respect the mask rule as much as you can. The bathroom is out that door to the left if you happen to need it. So that's been the #1 question. It's over there. All right, so a little bit about Tech United. How many people have heard of Tech United before this event? All of you. Fantastic. We're doing something right. How many came to Propelify? A lot of you. It was great to be there, also in person, outside, which was a lot of fun. We've done a lot this year. Propelify is one of our marquee events. We had an online or a virtual event that is our Catalyst Awards, where we recognize incredible leaders in the technology space. If you're not familiar with some of our other programming throughout the year, please make sure you get involved and check out some of these things. There it is. We were giving away an award here to Lanier. We did a small roundtable with some incredible executives around the state. But the point here is really, if you're not engaged with us, whether as a member or as a sponsor or just in the community, I hope that you'll get involved and let us know what more we can do for you to support your business, to support your entrepreneurial endeavors, or whatever it is that you're working on. We've also built, so we run office hours this year, which is new. So that's directed help with incredible leaders to help businesses grow. We've built a studio in Jersey City to produce more content so we can get more visibility for our community. So this is in Jersey City in partnership with Fulcrum Digital, who's been an incredible member and supporter of the Tech United community. And we've done some AI-based networking. So how many people here have done the Brella networking? A few of you, I hope. Not so many. But the idea here is it's an AI-based tool that understands your needs and then matches you with people who can help. So this is a members-only tool that you should check out. We've matched some pretty interesting people who've been able to help one another grow their businesses. So we've leaned in as content as a strategy. In the last year, we've had over 400,000 views on the content that we've created from our event. So if you've been on Startup Showdown, or if you've seen some of the other programs, or you've been part of the LinkedIn Lives, we leverage that content to raise awareness for what's going on in the region. I find that New Jersey tends to get kind of, hidden in the mix, especially in the New York headlines. And part of our mission is to make sure that we raise the bar and we raise the awareness of the incredible things that are happening here. When I came in the door 2 years ago, our Net Promoter Score was a 19. So if you're familiar with this measure, it's basically a reflection of how much people who engage with your brand will recommend, will promote your brand. 19 is not so hot. 30, 40, 50 starts to get better. This year, I'm very proud to say we've measured at a 71, which I think is highly reflective of all the incredible work that this team's been doing. And more so that it seems like touching a nerve on some of your needs. But I still want to know what else we can be doing, things you can see, where you can see might be improved. Please do let us know. We've made 863 one-on-one introductions, so that includes some of that Brella networking event, as well as other introductions that have led to investment, or someone being considered for the Entrepreneur of the Year award from Ernst & Young, and a variety of other things. That's sort of representative of the united part of Tech United. We want to make sure that we are the connector. So if you're looking to meet someone, we have a dashboard for members only. We also have a team that, among us, we seem to know everyone in the region. And so we see that as part of our mission, and make sure you let us know what some of your needs are. We'll do our best to help. We have a few really incredible relationships. One is with PSEG, who's formed our Better Planet program. Another with Robert Wood Johnson on our Better Wellness program. Those are so we can go deeper into a few verticals where we believe the region has some industry strength. Verizon's also invested in the Better Connected program, which is focused on diversity and inclusion. Cross River has also followed on there, which we appreciate. And in doing this, we've also given away $50,000 to an electric vehicle or an electric transportation focused startup, and $50,000 to 2 Better Wellness companies. And so, non-dilutive grant funding, writing you a check for nothing. New Jersey typically hadn't seen a lot of this, or had seen some. I know Judith is here, and her organization has given away some money, but I think we have a lot more that collectively we need to make happen. And so you can expect more of this to happen here, where we'll be giving out more dollars to make sure we can attract best of breed to the region and showcase what we have here. What am I leaving out? So let's find out who is in the room. How many people here primarily identify as a founder or part of a startup? How about investors? Just a few shy hands. How about, how many people here are members of Tech United? Like half. Dan's like salivating wherever he is, trying to sign up new members here, taking a picture of the room. Who thinks they came, what about like a service provider, like lawyers, accountants, those folks? A few. Big corporates? All right. How about in industry? Crypto? I know we've got a few. One of the biggest companies in the world in crypto is actually the founders here. How about in fintech? A few. What else? What am I missing? Because there's a bulk of hands I'm missing. Who else is here? What are you from? What are you doing? Medical devices. Anybody else in like the health tech space in general? A few. Anybody else who wants to share a category? Education. We like that. What do you got?
Sports betting.
Sports betting. Big category for the region. Good policy there. Which company?
Better Fantasy.
Better Fantasy.
Yeah.
Cool. Maybe we'll have you up here at some point.
All right.
Who thinks they traveled from the furthest away to get here? Well, you went up fast. Where'd you come from? The Poconos. I hear there are lovely heart-shaped hot tubs in your region. Who else? Anybody further than the Poconos? Where'd you come from?
I'm not sure. Southampton.
Southampton. That's pretty far. Probably not lovely heart-shaped hot tubs in your area. Where else? What do you got? Hartford. Where? Hartford, Connecticut? Yeah. Oh, I think that beats you. Usually, what do you got? Delaware. Anybody further? What do you're shy, so you're getting pointed at. Where are you from? I'm not hearing anything besides Philly. Philly. I don't know, Delaware, Philly. Anybody else? No international attendee? I guess pandemic times. Usually at these events we have someone. What do we got? Where are you pointing?
Those two back there.
Yeah.
With their hand up, right there.
Netherlands. That's what I'm talking about. And Italy?
Italy and Netherlands.
All right. Big round of applause for the international attendees. Hopefully not spreading from the road. I was hoping for an international group. Thank you, Will. And before we continue, you should meet Will. Will runs this space and was very gracious to come on over in hosting us here today. So I want to invite you to just say a quick word on what this is all about. Yeah, round of applause for Will.
Hey everybody, I'm Will. I'm the Director of Commercialization for NJIT. We run this space. When you guys aren't in here, this is our co-working and incubator space. So any student, staff, or faculty gets access, as well as members of the community, to use this space to start their startup. We also, our team also runs a lot of corporate outreach. We run the tech transfer and IP offices. And we just announced that NJIT is launching our own venture fund to invest in NJIT startups coming out, so that this university is a driver of startups and innovation in the state. We're really excited about that, and we're very excited to host you. I'm not your host, I'm your landlord today. Tech United is your host. Thank you.
Thank you very much for NJIT. We really appreciate it. I mentioned a few ways you can get involved, become a member, become a sponsor, just get to know the organization, and more importantly than that, all of us know a few interesting people in the tech world. Invite them into this community. There are strength in the numbers and strength in quality of people, so I hope that you consider yourself part of this community and invite in others to be part of it, because I think that's how ultimately we can grow our impact. And so with that, and talking about impact, I am super pleased to invite Stephen Hernandez, who I believe is right over here, to talk about a collaboration that we're announcing here for the first time tonight with Audible, focused on Newark. Stephen, you can have this.
Thanks.
Yeah, the applause people come over good, It's a very rapid thing. We haven't done that for like 2 years.
Got a little spiel here. Hi everyone, my name is Steve Hernandez. I am the Director of Project Delivery at the Global Center for Urban Development at Audible. So I have an exciting announcement, but before I do that, I want to share a little bit about the Global Center and the work that we do. So I have a couple of talking points here. Today, as Newark and the entire country look to rebuild from a once-in-a-century crisis, Audible remains committed to Newark, and we strive to serve as a model for how private companies can build more equitable and resilient communities. Audible created the Global Center for Urban Development in September 2020, which expands on Audible's community and economic initiatives, while launching new and measurable models focused on advancing equality, racial justice, and economic empowerment. And we've been pretty busy this year. Actually, we launched Newark Working Kitchens. It's our COVID response initiative. It engaged over 30 local restaurants and served over 1 million meals to local residents. We also launched the Newark Artist Collaboration, which aims to elevate the work of Newark-based artists and encourage local investment in the city's creative community. And we recently launched Audible Bucks. It's a pilot stipend program for local college students designed to provide discretionary income to offset the costs of living and food, as well as to drive local spending to support the city's economic recovery. So it's an exciting time to be in Newark, and we're very excited to be a part of the local community. And speaking of community, I promise this is my last page. Speaking of community, at Audible we feel that our role is to grow the innovation economy in Newark and revitalize the city as a hub for tech entrepreneurs. Newark Venture Partners is an example of this. Founded by Don Katz, Audible's founder and executive chairman, Newark Venture Partners invests in high-growth startups with the goal of generating jobs, revenue, and opportunity for the city's residents. To date, Newark Venture Partners has drawn more than 10,000 visitors to Newark, more than $40 million invested in 98 portfolio companies with nearly 1,200 employees. And more than 50% of Newark Venture Partners portfolio companies are founded by women or by people of color. So now I want to review to partner with Tech United on a unique challenge we're calling our companies to help solve. The challenge will center around some of the issues that the Global Center for Urban Development is trying to tackle with its myriad of initiatives and work in the community. The challenge will encourage those that address the challenge statement to apply for a suite of prizes, including access to service, mentorship, a cash reward of $25,000, and a prize will also include up to $10,000 towards new commercial lease or an incubator/co-working space in select Newark locations. The details of the challenge are going to be released early next year, and the winner will be announced at next year's Propelify Festival in October. So I look forward to the applications and the results. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And in case you didn't catch that, we gave away $100,000 this year. My goal is to have a path towards giving away $1 million. We got another $25,000 richer to give away next year in this collaboration with Audible. I'm genuinely appreciative of that. Don Katz has been an incredible cheerleader for the region and really excited about this collaboration. Steve Sokoloff, I texted you, but I don't think you saw it, but I wanted to give you a minute to just tell people about Tech Council Ventures who may not be familiar with the fund. You want to run up here real quick? We're going to take that movement as a yes. If you guys can clap them up, it makes them feel good. Yeah, on stage you can.
On stage. Thank you. A little surprise cold call here, but I'm pleased to introduce myself, Steve Sokoloff. I'm a partner in a New Jersey-based fund called Tech Council Ventures, which is a partner affiliated with Tech United. We're a seed and Series A stage fund focused on investing in New Jersey and the surrounding region. We've done a little more than half the fund in New Jersey. We've got 18 active companies in the portfolio. We're seed and Series A primarily, so we love all this venture studio, incubator, early stage activity that's going on, developing early stage companies and entrepreneurs. We love all this tech challenge stuff that Tech United is doing with various partners in areas of great interest to us, and we love seeing all the companies both applying to it and winning these awards. Happy to be here in the community and be part of this event, and thank you, Aaron.
Learn more where?
What's that?
Where do they learn more? You know, URL, the website.
Oh, and if you, thank you, Aaron. And you can go to Aaron's website and follow the link to us, or we have our own at techcouncilventures.com. And welcome any inquiries. Mine and my partner's emails are on our website, so and LinkedIn or whatever. But happy to communicate with anybody.
Awesome. One of the startups is winning this rebranded trophy. I think I've given away all of mine, so I'm not sure whose this is. But it says Tech United Audience Choice Award, which you will be giving away based on your voting later. So hopefully you'll like one of these. And first up, Jose from Booked MD.
She came over here, and due to language barriers, she relegated to being a seamstress for the next 30 years. That position allowed her to take care of her son and the family back home. Unfortunately, in her 50s, Daisy was diagnosed with lupus. And as some of you may know, lupus just messes things up. Last year, she was very excited because she was about to get implants at a public health system after a long waiting period. Unfortunately, in January, she caught an infection orally, and that was paused. A couple months later, it didn't get any better. She ended up in the emergency room, and at that point, she's going through, her son's trying to advocate for her, people are just separating her, she can't fend for herself. Lastly, she ended up at a different health system after a 911 call, and because they couldn't share information, she was given malnutrition that didn't go with her diet. On May 26, 2021, Daisy transitioned. I am Daisy's son, and today I stand in front of you as founder and CEO of BookMD, a Latino healthcare advocacy platform. There's a giant two-sided problem in this country that starts with mistrust and lack of understanding from my patient community. On the other side, we have providers that don't have the resources to engage all the patients that suffer from these barriers. So we don't hear any more stories like Daisy's. We're building out a solution that is a two-sided healthcare exchange platform that does four things. First thing, and at the center, is patient advocacy, where we provide a human voice digital advocate that is selected by the patient, not by the institutions that serve them. As a result of that advocacy, we have to turn around and refer them to providers, and we're going to use our directory, and that directory requires providers. So we make our business through listings. The last two items are payer fees. We have a service that helps us capture automated wellness services from Medicare, which provides new revenue to a doctor for doing the good that is overdue. And lastly, on the dental front, that my mom could have used, a patient fundraising compassion fund. Our competitors are a number of organizations that focus on the institutional level of this problem. We focus with the patients where they are, right at the beginning. Our traction to date has been over 50 patients onboarded, over 100 providers that are engaged and want to address the situation. And I got back in September, so we really got started in November, and we're moving right along. Today we're seeking another $1 million in funding that gets us to a completed consumer app, as well as a fully integrated solution and a distributed call center build-out. Our team, we've experienced success in the past in the health tech space on the provider side, and our investors and advisors are folks, some of them that are from the region, that have been in healthcare for an extended period of time. We're fundraising, and if you're serious about investing in eradicating healthcare inequities and eliminating stories like Daisy's, let's connect. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. I'm going to keep my own stopwatch going just because I have very little time and I want to make sure what I have to say is impactful. So the first thing I want to just commend you on is your use of story, your use of your own story, and your vulnerability. I mean, those are three huge things that you used, I think, to great effect. And that is to say that the content was very solid, I thought. Now, there's one aspect of communication that I think you can benefit from, and everybody can benefit from in some way, and that is vocal variety. It sounds simple, but it's made up of 5 components. We didn't make these up. We call them words with P's. That's the five P's of vocal variety: pace, pause, power, pitch, and placement. And pace is just how fast and slow you're talking. Pause is having musical rests in your communication. Power is the volume, loud, soft. And pitch, the high and low tones of your voice. And placement is actually where the physical sounds resonate out of your body. So for example, if you have a cold, you're gonna talk like this, right? All the sound goes out of your nose. You could benefit from using a lot more pitch changes. And that will help exemplify and support your story. Because when we hear a pattern that remains the same, we tune out as humans. That's just what we do. We're all looking for new patterns all the time. So it's your job as a communicator to change up your vocal patterns as much as possible whenever you're communicating in front of people. And that's always, right? So that's what I have to say. And if you want more information about how you can practice, come find me and I'll give you some exercises.
Hi, good evening, everyone. So I'm Marie Roper-Jones, co-founder of Esteem. Wanted to make this interactive, but it is 5 minutes. But if anybody wants to, just play along. Go with slideswith.com and /I on your phone. So we are doing something that is different. And what we want to do is really change how companies, we bridge the gap between good intentions and measurable actions. So how many people here know these terms, ESG? How many people know what ESG is? DEI and SDG. So a lot of times when we're talking about sustainability, and particularly these topics, this is the look that some people have on their face because we're using all these acronyms in social impact. So I want to find out, how do you find purpose in your work? So you can either answer, if you're on the app, you can either answer on the app, or if anybody wants to tell me, how do you find purpose in your work? Anyone? I have 5 minutes, please.
Helping customers.
Thank you. Okay, good. So we help you to find that purpose, but do it in an impactful way so that now you can go back and show through your KPIs how you're doing that. So, oh, yay, some people have done it. So, improvement, building something, impact, connection, helping others. Thank you for those of you who are on the app. So next question. What do you think is the connection between ESG and employee engagement? And for those of you who don't know what ESG is, it is environmental, social, and governance. And it's a lot of what investors are looking for companies to have as part of their foundation and plan. So if you're thinking about the environment, social, governance, and employee engagement, what do you think those connections are? Is it better productivity, increased profitability, better retention, social credibility, innovation, improved job satisfaction? Let's see. And the answer is all of the above. Because what ESG is not only just the foundation, but you need to have your employees, you need to connect your employees to purpose, which is why I asked the question about how do you find purpose in your work. This is a great quote from Simon Sinek. When people are financially invested, they want to return. When people are emotionally invested, they want to contribute. And if you're, especially those who are founders, if you want your employees to really be at their best, you have to connect them to the causes that they care about. And this is what we do at Esteem. We offer what's called hackathons as a service, and what we do is provide purpose in the workplace. And we help you to do that by going to the core of what matters to your employees and what matters to you and your customers. So what's the power of social pillar? So the social pillar is the S in ESG, and pay attention to this, and there's a reason why. The new social purpose is a game changer. It really changes how employees think about the companies they work for, especially Gen Z. Gen Z, they're looking for companies that are doing more for the environment, that are doing more for the community, that are active in social justice. They want to see that. So with our hackathons as a service, we are connecting your company to nonprofits that need solutions built. A lot of nonprofits don't have the money to have tech solutions built, so we bring your company, our tech community, and together you build these solutions for the nonprofits that are doing work within the United Nations SDGs. So our impact to date, we have a 300K reach. We have a 25K diverse network of technologists. Here are our corporate partners. We have had Clorox PTC, sorry, hold on. Clorox PTC, Headspace, Reddit Drops, they've all been participants and sponsored our hackathons, and their employees are able to give back by doing something that's meaningful, but also doing something that's active, actionable, and that they can measure how this compares to what they do on their everyday. How will your business positively impact the world? So the question is, what are you doing now to really give back as a company? What are you doing now as an investor to give back? How are you making impact in this world? One answer, also feel diverse. So this is what we want to do. We want to change how people think about giving back. It's not a one-time donation, it's not just one-time volunteering, but it's getting employees to really get in touch with topics that are important within the DEI space, but also topics that help them to better understand the impact they can make. So the last thing I can say is that now's the time to act. You can improve the world, and you can take action. So we want you to connect with us. We want you to find out what your employees care about, and we want to be able to help connect you to nonprofits that are looking for this help. So if you are interested in doing these hackathons as a service, it's a great way to give back, but it's also a great way to get your employees to care about what they're doing in the world. And that's it.
It's called Circulates. And Circulates is a Black business discovery platform. And as a whole, it's a software for supporting Black businesses and professionals that everybody can be part of. So, look at the nice logo. Moving forward, during my brief time on this earth, I just turned 19 yesterday, so my 19 years. I've noticed that a lot of Black founders, they have something similar to them. They usually, whatever their product or their mission is, it's always about helping the community. Case in point, on the right is the number one. If you Google Black Business Directory, they've been a company since 1994, and that's their user interface design. And I'm not going to say anything bad about it, but it's just a comparison, and it is what it is. Let's wrap this up. Follow our socials for more.
Great, thank you. So I just filler language, which muddies up your message, right? We want your message to hit these people in its most pure form. So the way to do that is to physically, with your body, kinesthetically, make yourself pause. And how do you do that? You can do that with your toe in your shoe if you're doing a presentation like this. So in between each thought or in between each sentence, you can push your foot down or your toe down in your shoe to remind yourself to build in pauses. And the more pauses you have, it actually does a couple things. It gives your brain time to think, therefore reducing the need for further language, and it gives your audience time to digest what you've said. So again, how you practice is how your communication is going to be when you do it. Thanks.